Welcome to Swindon Studio. I'd just like to show you a few of the lights that we have got here, which may be a little unusual and a lot of other studios don't have. And specifically, they are larger things like this. Now, this is a stand which you can move around very, very easily. It's all counterbalanced, so you just move it around. But what's clever here is we have a Broncolor satellite reflector. Now, this is a very large 1 meter box with a plastic front, which is matte in finish. And if you look across, you'll see that it's slightly brighter in the middle than at the edges. So what's clever about this light is that it's like a beauty dish, but softer. So it's still got some of the characteristics of a beauty dish, but it also has the ability to fill in a lot of the shadows and basically take away a lot of the less pleasant parts of the skin, all very, very quickly and easily. Now, Broncolor have made this particular modifier for a number of years, and it's still for sale now. Now, it's got a standard Broncolor head that connects to it here, and at the studio we've got a number of these, the Graphy packs, which are absolutely fantastic packs. They are a 3000 dual pack, but you can switch them right down to next to no power, should you wish to. Now, if you look at this device, you'll see it's actually shaped like a satellite dish. And that's very specific because that allows it to focus the light. And the light is then concentrated in the middle and then dissipates as it goes across the structure of the light itself. It looks very yellow at the moment, and that's because it's got a modelling light in there which is tungsten, and in the studio we're shooting with lights that are 5600 video lights. So what you can do with this is, on this stand, it's very, very light to move, and you can then also extend the arm. So with this, it becomes very, very easy to use this as a beauty dish. So if we have someone sitting here, that will be very easy, and then we can literally lift it up and have someone stood in there. And typically, if you were doing that, you would be shooting with the light at 45 degrees here, coming in and then shooting directly underneath the light in the same way you would with a beauty dish. One of the real advantages of this is because it's on a stand, you can move it around incredibly easily. So if you're going to shoot half a dozen people and they're of different heights and they're stood, it's easy. If they're sat, they'll still go up and down. You can still use this one. Now, I will put in the links a few places where you can see other videos on this particular modifier, but it is fantastic. It's even used on jewellery, I've seen it, and other things, because it gives such a lovely graduation to the light. So that's a very brief overview of this simple little reflector, which does a fantastic job. I'll also drop a couple of images in there so you can see the sort of light that you get from it. But it's kind of like a beauty dish on steroids. But because it's bigger, physically larger, it becomes a little easier to use. You're a little less specific on your angles to get exactly what you want. It will give you all of the things you'd expect. You can do paramount light with a little loop under the nose. But it will be less pronounced, actually more pleasant than, for instance, with a beauty dish, where you maybe have to introduce a second light to actually lighten that, where it looks a little bit too strong. Whereas with this, it is a very, very pleasant light. For those of you who don't know Broncolor, please look them up and look up this on the Broncolor site, and you'll see what a phenomenal piece of equipment it is. Matched with the Graphy pack and this particular stand. These are just some of the things you'll find at Swindon Studio.